Hi there, Karis here, and happy solstice. Today is the 2014 winter solstice. It is December 21st, 2014. And the actual solstice, I'm in Mountain Standard Time because I'm in Sedona, Arizona right now. So the actual solstice happens at 6 something tonight, p.m. my time. And then the new moon happens at 4 something p.m. my time. So shift that to wherever you're at. But I really love today that the solstice and the new moon come right together. And so perhaps while you're watching this video, because what this video is going to be, it's going to be an oracle forecast for 2015. I'm going to use all my little divination tools that I like to use on a normal basis and get a forecast both for what's going on collectively and what's going on individually. So take a note too as we talk about these waves of energy coming through that it might not always be literal, it might be symbolic of something, because when you're talking about a huge archetypal kind of blanket of energy covering all of human consciousness for 2015, the entire year, everybody's different, so it's going to filter down in different ways. So the idea here is to look through and see what you need to get, okay? And as far as I've noticed about 2015 already, what feels like coming up to me, 2014 really felt like the year of manifestation. It felt like the year that a lot of us figured out how to consciously manifest things, how to make things really work, and how to think up something on the astrals, formulate it, and bring it down here to the physical. And then 2015 seems to be the year of the shot caller, I think. So it's like getting upgraded, getting promoted, not by any boss that's promoting you, but by your own confidence level and your own level of being able to be empowered and secure and confident in what your purpose here is, whether or not it's your lifelong purpose or just your purpose at the moment or for the week or for the year. I've also noticed this really interesting blue, let's see if I can draw on it. Yeah, this blue ray right here that's going on in the video, which I'm excited about because a big thing that's been happening for a lot of people lately has been throat chakra stuff. So I'm just considering that's kind of what that is. Okay. And also a blessing for the new year, which I will absolutely love, especially since when today we're in the darkest part of the year. This is the darkest day of the year. It's the shortest day of the year. And so I love it when little angelic messages, like I usually consider these beams of light to be angelic messages. I like it when those come through because we're deep in the darkness. And I think that the reason why you might be experiencing difficulty right now, if you are, is because I think that the things that we're manifesting in 2015 are going to come in really easily. So any resistance we have from making them, and we've already set them into place, you've been working on this stuff all fall and all summer even. And so as it comes in, it's going to not have resistance. We're going to be manifesting it cleanly and nicely. So any resistance that we might have, it's kind of like rocks grinding together, the most physical, stagnant pieces of ourselves. We're moving around and getting into position right now. So it's like these ancient, rough, gnarly kind of things sliding against each other and proving a bunch of friction so that we can get that out of the way so when we manifest our awesomeness in 2015. Okay, so now that all that's said, that's what I'm seeing so far before I've pulled any cards or anything. And I'm going to set the intention right now that all of the streams of energy I'm sending out in all directions, and perhaps you can do this too if you feel so inclined, that all the streams of energy I'm sending out in all directions are along all timelines and all the different dimensions, all different emotional thoughts, mental streams of energy, all these kinds of things. I'm just going to collect them in. So just imagine that you're kind of reeling yourself in like a yo-yo when you pull it in. You're reeling all of your streams in to make yourself super focused and super concentrated right now in your body, in your life force in this moment. Even if you're not watching this on the actual solstice, this energy is still imbued into the video, so it'll still be here. And while you're here, set the intention for what you want 2015 to be like. So I'll set the intention for me and any of you, if you guys want to receive this, that 2015 be very smooth, that it be clean, that everything feel very secure, and even if that's a big change, that you still feel like your feet are solidly being supported by the universe on the ground. And of course, abundant, lots of deliciousness in all kinds of different ways, and lots of discovery and growth in ways that feel amazing. And even if there are challenges, to keep the clarity through them so that we know what the challenge is, and so we don't have to get all lost and swept up in the spiral of it. So, now that that's done, and this or better, chakas with the awesomeness, those special ones to always put in. Okay, I'm going to start getting just the flavor of the year by working with my tarot deck. I really love this deck. It's called the Tarot Illuminati deck, and this is what it looks like. So the cover looks like, and it's by Kim Huggins and Eric Dunn. So let's see, the thing I'm going to ask pulling these cards is what the flavor of the year is going to be like. And I want to align us, just like we just did, with the most delicious year, the most incredible year, the most epic year in really fantastic, yummy ways, and see what that brings to us. Shuffle these once more. I love following the cycles of the year. I love letting that be kind of what sets my pace for where life goes. And especially now that we have all these options of being really, really healthy and eating superfoods and stuff like that, so the body isn't aging like it used to before we had all these opportunities to do great stuff and have food from all over the world come to us, right? This has not always been something that's been possible for humans. It's kind of new. So we can pick and choose of what we want to be receiving and experiencing. So I say always go for the most vital, delicious, cool one. Okay, so what is this year going to be like overall, the best potential year? What are we going to be experiencing? Ah, the Nine of Pentacles. Whoa, she almost flew away. I like this card. I'm going to look in my little guidebook here and see, because this is not one I pull very often. I've pulled her a couple times, but not enough to really have a firm handle on exactly what her role is. But I do know that it's exciting from what I do remember. Oh, yes, okay, now I'm remembering. So I'll just read you guys what the companion book for my tarot deck says, because I love the descriptions that they put in here. The fullness of independence and gain. There should be no surprise in seeing things come to fruition. Why wonder at the natural ripening of the fruit on the vine when that is all it knows how to do? When you've set in motion all the requirements for a particular goal and taken every step necessary to certain results, the gain of those results is assured. Thus, when you become the paragon of your path, paragon means like the standard, paragon of your path, filled with the joy and height of your talent or skill, when you stand out amongst the crowd for your efforts and abilities, do not hide your accomplishments away from the world, nor give them away out of guilt. Enjoy them. Revel in them. Let them be your roots grounding you as well as the wind beneath your wings of further soaring ambition. So, themes and concepts, according to this deck's guidebook, is the self-made man and woman, self-employment and independent business, being entirely in the moment, enjoying the fruits of your labors, fullness, ripening, guaranteed success, gain in resources, confidence in your own work without the need to rely upon others. So, nice. That kind of makes sense, right? You're the shot caller. 2015. As the helicopters go by overhead, I consider that a good sign. Okay, so that is what we're dealing with this year. Nine of Pentacles. Things coming to fruition like they should, like they always have to, because, well, that's the way the universe works, right? If you're into the conscious manifestation thing. All right, now I'm going to pull a Lenormand card, and I'm just learning how to use these Lenormand cards. I've only had them for a month or two, and I use the Gilded Reverie deck by Cyril Marchetti. That's what it looks like. And I really like these cards because apparently what I'm understanding and what I've read is that tarot tells you more about the patterns of what's going on behind the scenes and the energies flowing, the emotions flowing. And the Lenormand cards tell you more about what's actually happening in the physical. So it's like a chess game. And the tarot would be talking to the chess players about their strategy and their technique. And the Lenormand cards would be actually looking at the chessboard and seeing what's going on the board. Okay, so the physical world is, not all quite that real. It's a thinly veiled energy flow. Thinly, not veiled necessarily, but there's a film over top of it that makes it physical. So it's nice to be able to see without judgment and without value given to it what we're dealing with. So I'm just going to pull a card here for the most amazing year's potential timeline. Let's see what we get. Oh, okay. This is actually a card I've pulled kind of a lot. It's the Clouds card, and so I think what this is going to tell us is that we're dealing more with duality again. We're learning how to master our emotions. We're learning how to master what we're dealing with, because you've got the sun breaking through those beautiful clouds, and you've got the rain down over here, and the epicness of the storm, and the excitement of the storm, the challenge of it. And then over here you've got these birds flying in the sunlight. So you've kind of got all of it here in this card. And the thing that I really like about this particular card, because I also like to not just look at the imagery of the general cards, but the specific ones, is that you see there how the the lightning is striking that tree, but it's not burning. So what that tells me is that in the physical world, what we're going to be dealing with in 2015 is a bunch of intensity and a bunch of heavy, strong, not heavy like bad, but heavy just like solid, strong, amazing emotion and occurrence, and also jolts of energy that could be seen as challenge. So good to know that you can see them that way. Or if you look just a little bit higher up, if you withdraw your entrenchedness and what's going on, then you can see actually the beauty of all that's happening and how it's fulfilling what you wanted and bringing you even more amazingness. So taking that for the moment for the best potential. All right, so now let's see who we are in this upcoming year, and I'm going to use my Gods and Titans and Goddesses and Sirens deck, and these are by Stacey DeMarco and Jenny Manton. This is what their covers look like. So I love these cards. They're going off archetypal energies, and so they use the cover of gods and goddesses from all different kinds of traditions all over the world throughout the ages. But what you can do is you can look at them just as what their archetypes represent, because an archetype is a whole very multifaceted, complex stream of energy that has a conscience of its own, but that also pops through reality in all these different ways. And so these gods and goddesses, some of them were once living, some of them weren't. Some of them are pure myth, some of them are real story brought up into myth. But they're beautiful representations and reminders of what's going on energetically. And that's why I like to use these. Okay, so I like to pull a goddess card for what we're receiving and a god card for what we're giving in the coming year. Okay, because masculine giving, feminine receiving. All right, I'm just pulling a couple of these out of the middle of the deck. And let's see, let's do what we're receiving first. So first we're going to be receiving, contentment. So this is Hathor. She's the goddess that was represented by the cow. And she's a big goddess of fertility. And I think she also governed the home. And she was one of the main mother goddesses. And the fact that she's pregnant, I find, is very interesting, because 2015, if it's the year of the shot caller, then it makes sense that we're going to be creating new amazing things. So receiving luxury, I would say, comfort, contentment, creation. It's not bad. And empowerment, because Hathor is a badass goddess, so it's not like she was subservient really to anyone, which is always nice when you're talking about receiving stuff. All right, and then the giving. Interesting. Mithras, sacrifice. So that means, perhaps, what my intuition tells me it means is that when we're giving this year, what we're going to be giving are things that we are willing to part with. So we're going to be giving things that we're overabundant in. Because I'm choosing, you could look at this a bunch of different ways, right? It's 2 words, Mithras, sacrifice. And so it ends up being all the ways that you interpret it. And so what I'm going to interpret is not sad, sad, sad sacrifice. If you take the term sacrifice and raise it up to something that has less of a value judgment on it than sacrifice, which usually means pain, I would say, then that means just you're giving away of something that is valuable. However, I don't know that much about Mithras, so I'm going to read to you. Examine the balance between healthy sacrifice and being totally selfless. Consider establishing a code of honor and harmony. All right, so the definition in the book also represents the Ouroboros. It references it, which is the snake eating its tail, which is the true nature of the universe. Everything recycles itself. These trees are going to drop their branches. The ground is going to eat the branches. The tree is going to eat the branches when it gets down to the level of the root, and then they're going to go back up. And so it's a constant turning over of the universe. And that's perfect for today, because what we're doing is at the absolute middle of the cycle of the year, the solar year. So today is the last day and the first day of 2014, first day of 2015 in the solar year. So you can imagine that you're pulling back all of your intentions right now in the slingshot and just shoot them forward if you set them today, because today is when it's most empty with possibility. Right? And so I'm going to pull a few more cards here. What is it that we are growing into? So giving and receiving. What is it that our best selves by the end of 2015 that we're going to then be giving and receiving just in our pure beingness, not necessarily through trying, for our goals here, for our carrot to dangle in front of us. All right. So I've got a receiving and a giving. So for the receiving, it's going to be Lakshmi, prosperity. I love this card. She's one of my favorite goddesses. And Vishnu, who's her husband. Well, that's fascinating, isn't it? Divine masculine, divine feminine. Vishnu is balance. according to these decks. Lakshmi is prosperity. You can see them together. And Vishnu is actually in the Lakshmi card. And he's by himself in this card. So I like that. That means that divine feminine, divine masculine pieces coming together, bringing prosperity and balance, that we receive prosperity, we give balance. I will absolutely take that. That sounds great. And then I'll pull one more tarot card. Oh no, actually I won't. I'm going to give you guys a rune instead. Alright, so these runes are by, who are these things by? I'm not even sure actually. Can't tell you, don't know. Oh wait, let me tell you the publishing company. Los Scarabeo, so like scarab, on the end. That's the publishing company. And these runes that I have are golden quartz. I love these. So I will grab one for you. This is what they look like. I'll just show you the whole handful here. These are the golden quartz runes, and I really love these. Okay, their energy is so nice. I didn't know golden quartz existed until I found these runes. Okay, just gonna grab one to represent the deliciousness of the year that we should set our sights on for our carrot. Here we go. What is the name of this rune? There are a couple that look very similar, one with it in the middle. Thurusaz. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it. I'm still pretty new on the runes as well. This is what it looks like. It's kind of like a P, like a capital P if you're talking English symbolism, English letters, but the actual little head of it is in the middle rather than up at the top, because there's another rune called Wunjo, which point is at the top rather than the middle. Let's see. What does this one mean? So what is our carrot? Spine. Enchantment. That's a good first word. Strategy, fruitful projects, calculations. Risk of weakening for those who break the rules. Ooh, that means your own rules and what you believe the universe to be, so watch your vibe. Good luck to be gathered before the unexpected dispels it. So as the cycle is going and coming and being able to grab it, that fits pretty much with the shot collar, I would think. So, all right, let's see. Going over it again. What is our year going to be like? The energies behind it is going to be the Nine of Pentacles, which is gathering that which you have grown and which you've worked hard to get. So it's not bad. The way the physical world's going to feel like with our challenges, our struggles, things that actually happen is that there's going to be storms that bring more life force, that bring more fertility, and that always have a higher perspective, even when you're deep in it. And that might jolt you, but they won't burn you. So it's good to know, right? Okay. What we're giving and receiving is across the course of the year, we're going to be giving contentment. We're going to be receiving contentment, luxury, birthing, creation. We're going to be giving away valuable things. It might be valuable to us, it might be valuable to others, but remember, the feeling of sacrifice can only come if you feel like this is a lackful universe. So if you feel like everything's ever abundant, then when you give away, it doesn't have to feel like sacrifice. It can just feel like beautiful tithing, beautiful gifting. And then toward the end of the year, what we're receiving, what we're going to be growing into, is receiving prosperity and giving balance. And also the divine masculine, feminine coming together within each of us. Some of us that might represent in the external world as well. But within us, that's what's most important here. I'm just so excited that I pulled this husband and wife card. That makes it feel very balanced to me, which makes sense because it's the solstice. And then our carrot, see if I can pronounce again, Thurusaz, enchantment, being shot caller, being able to decide what's going on. And yeah, the energy of this feels really nice. So putting it all together, I think that 2015 is going to be a really exciting year. I think this is pretty confirmed my year of the shot caller anticipation. And so something important I want to leave you guys with, because we are still in the middle of winter here. Don't jump into action yet necessarily unless you want to. Make sure you're giving yourself enough sleep. Make sure you're remembering that it is okay for you to be supported by the universe as well. You don't always have to be the one plowing. You can sometimes be the one resting back and receiving. You'll know because your intuition will tell you, and so will your feelings and your emotions and how comfortable you are. And also, remember that this whole thing is a balancing act between steering and driving and deciding what you want and focusing on your thoughts and focusing on your energy and making sure your actions match what you're doing. But it's also, there are cosmic winds. There's our sails we need to put up and let them take us where we'll go, because we are all a bigger piece. We're all a smaller piece of the bigger consciousness. We are God so much as the pinky finger is us, you know. The pinky finger is Karis, but Karis is not all completely in the pinky finger, and that's kind of how I think about us in this whole cosmic consciousness. We are part of it. We are it, but it's also more than us, so we can relax and see if we want to ride along more or drive more or pretend like we're doing either, because some would say we don't have a choice. But have fun, enjoy it. Happy solstice. Do your intentions tonight. Go big. Go with what you really want. Just imagine it and send it out, and then it may or may not come. Every single intention does not always manifest. Sometimes there's even better stuff that you can't yet put into imagery and that you haven't even considered to come in. So always remember, go as big as you can, but leave it open for the universe to bring you more awesome stuff than what you're anticipating. Much love, you guys. Go in peace. Happy solstice again, and I'll see you up there on the astros.